And we're off to the races on this wonderful Friday, July 6th. Ending the week with some fun. Maybe. This could get heated. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see what happens. All right, who will be the first in the chat today? And it's Dom. How's it going? Man, watching some other streams like Owen's. Man, every time he reads the chat, he spirals a little bit. Yeah, coconut. Thanks, David. Hey, Bang Bang. Hey, Jew. I think today's topic is going to help clear up, I don't know if you want to call it misconceptions or misunderstandings. Let me clean this camera lens a little bit here. There we go. Want to make sure you see all this. How's it going, Drum? I really enjoyed your stream this morning, Big Drum. That was really cool. Slapping the bass. Hey, Kodiak. Wait a second. I just wiped your face, Natalie. Did you have some junk on it? Hey, Eggman. I hate doing this stream right after I eat. I guess it's not as bad as doing it while I eat, but I always have stuff I need to pick out of my teeth. It's terrible. Okay, there we go. Well, it's 1:02, so I'm going to start talking. Hey, Bisky. Yeah, carry floss, Mama. Yeah, I should, huh? Those little picks. I have them in my desk. I should have brought some out. I'm terrible. I hate that. Uh-huh. Okay. What I wanted to talk to you about today is what makes, and this takes a lot of work. I think what makes the bear community so interesting for me is that, what do you mean, look at this guy? Wait a second, before I even get going, Jeremy, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Okay, I thought, you were making fun of this, okay? It's just my smile and everything, and all this bareness. Okay. And that being said, just because, and this really helps. Oh, really, Dan? Okay, I'm not even going to look at the chat. I'm just going to block it, you guys. You guys are going to set me off. I can't even get the title out. And you guys are getting me going. Anyway, I'm not looking. So, what helps, I think, in the bear community, and some of us have had to learn this, especially me, it's not easy for me, is that just because I don't subscribe to your ideology doesn't mean that I ascribe any hatred or vitriol towards you. Now, that being said, my biggest problem is when it comes at me, I will go after you. I'm not looking, Mama. I know you typed something. I'm not looking. Anyway. You know, Mama, that's going to be a really good topic as we get into this. I will bring that up because that has a lot to do with why it has to do with why this subject came up today. You guys are awful. Anyway, what I find interesting is that the bear community is so diverse. We are true diversity. The left, they're not diversity. They're just different from us. And I don't dislike the left because of their ideology. I dislike the left because they ascribe hatred to anything that is different from them. That is not diversity. I mean, we can have 10 people in a hangout here, and if I'm missing people, I'll scroll back up and say hi after. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to look at the chat right now and get distracted. So what I find is amazing is we can have 10 people in a hangout within the bear community, and everybody is different. We have different ideologies. We have different belief systems. And I guess that's what I think is really important to our community, is that we can all sit in the chat. And I'm not saying it doesn't get heated, but what I'm saying is very seldom is hatred ascribed to each other because of their ideology and the fact that we don't subscribe to their ideology. So the whole purpose of this topic was, just because I don't subscribe to your ideology doesn't mean I ascribe any hatred, okay, to your ideology. And that is the key, I think. With our society today, it seems like as soon as someone has a different of opinion, immediately hatred is sent towards you. Well, you know, here's the problem with the ideology of a commie. You can live on the other side of the pond and have that ideology. The problem with that ideology is just that ideology alone wants to take my everything about me. Okay? If your ideology is, I like killing babies, I got a problem with that, because your ideology is dangerous. And your ideology is to hurt someone else. I don't even call it an ideology. I just call it a mental disorder. If you like killing babies, you got a mental disorder. You're demonic. You're evil. That's not really an ideology. An ideology is basically a belief system. It's how you formulate your thoughts. It's the pattern in which you formulate your ideas. How do you formulate your ideas? How have you come to your ideas and your conclusions? That is an ideology. You know, it's kind of like, I've been really mean towards flat earthers in the past. And I had to learn not to be. I've had great talks with some flat earthers, especially within the bear community. And that's fine. They believe in something different than me. Their belief doesn't hurt me. Their belief doesn't say, hey, I'm going to kill you because you believe differently. I mean, we have a person that walked into a Whataburger here in Texas wearing a red Make America Great hat. Think about it. Makes America great. That's and for whatever reason, this kid was attacked. Okay? Thanks, Mama. Okay, so the problem with society today is they have no tolerance for, you know, they if you don't subscribe to their ideology, they ascribe hatred to yours. Yeah, he was a MAGA-phobe, Brian. So, okay, what would you have done if you had did that to... Okay, well, that's... It's funny you say that, because I was talking with my coworkers, and they're like, Steve, What would happen if you wore a hat? I said I thought about getting one just to wear it. Because the second someone messed with me and tried to attack me or tried to take my hat off of my head, that's theft. I will knock your ass out cold. You will be one leftist snowflake melting on the hot pavement when I'm done with you. And it would be perfectly legit. Okay, it's funny how the left attacks someone. Oh, did you guys miss me? Did I cut out for a second there? MAGA stops the stream. Okay, am I back, guys, so I can re-say what I said? Yeah, okay. What I would do is, wearing a hat like that, is if someone tried to take that hat, I mean, I don't think anybody's going to assault me. Assault me. I don't think that's going to happen. God, Mama. Okay. But if someone tried to, knock the hat off my hat or take it, I'm going to knock them out cold. And I'm going to leave their SJW snowflake ass melting on the cement. That's just the way it's going to happen. I don't think anybody's going to do that to me because I think SJWs, first off, they're only going to go after someone they know they can beat, which ain't too many people. So this guy decided, an adult decides he's going to attack a kid. Really? So, but what I'm saying is I think we have, and trust me, there was a lot of ideologies that I just hated the people for. Oh, your ideology sucks. And you grow up. But I still, and I guess, the worst thing to do is return the same hatred and vitriol that gets sent towards us, to return it to them, because that's not easy. Especially when someone hates you just because of what you believe. Hey, B. West. Thanks for joining. So if someone hates you just because of what you believe in, and being a Jewish Christian, that happens a lot. So if someone hates you for that, hey, Bear Art. And that's there's a problem there. And the thing is, I mean, it's like when me and my wife, we argue about something. We never argue towards each other. We argue the problem. So I think that's what society, they don't do that because they can't. I mean, think about the left and right argument. And I hate using left and right because I don't believe they exist. I believe it's just right or wrong. So you have a right and wrong argument. Okay? So the wrong argument, what do they have to back up their wrong argument? They can't because it's wrong. It doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. So they can't argue their point. The person that's saying something that's morally and factually correct can argue their point. So what happens is this one, who's correct, can argue his point, and he has no reason to attack this person's ideology. The problem is this person wants to attack that person. Doesn't attack their ideology because they can't. They attack the person. And that's when the insults come out and whatnot. That's how this happens. So, hey, Fred. So the problem with the arguments today are too many people, just because they don't subscribe to the same ideology, they're going to attack it. They're going to ascribe hatred, vitriol, and anger, and violence towards that person. Not towards their idea. Let me tell you something. There's nothing wrong with attacking a communist ideology. I will attack the crap out of it. But I'm not going to ascribe hatred and vitriol to the person that subscribes to it. I guess that's better said. It's better said that way. I'm not going to attack their ideology unless it's dangerous, and like my ideology is to kill babies. No, that's stupid. And I'm not only going to attack your ideology, but I'm going to attack you personally. Okay, I'm going to tell you you're an idiot, and your ideology sucks. Okay, if the left and right are functioning properly, they're not an opposing set of arguments. They're opposing approaches to the problem. That's what I'm saying, Field of Bears. When you're married, the best thing you can do when you argue with your wife about something is never attack her. Attack what the problem is, and she's not going to attack you. She's going to attack the problem. Okay? So if you do that, then it's never personal. If you say, well, okay, your idea is this to fix this problem, and this is my reason to where that may not work, and here's my solution to it. And generally, you can fix just about any problem. Oh, just because Steve doesn't care, Belgium just scored on Brazil. Yeah, but as long as, what is it, Nayer or whatever the heck his name is, isn't faking any injuries, I don't really care, Fred. Oh, man, that was a squirrel moment. Anyway. Yeah, Natalie. What you're not going to hear from the Brazilians is, score! Not going to happen. Just saying. So, that being said, I'm not attacking Brazilian. I'm attacking her ideology that basically soccer, football, whatever, sucks. Just saying. The culture of soccer sucks. Okay, now pick a topic, okay, and we'll talk about the argument that happens within that topic. Even the president, you have one side that's trying to speak fact and the other side that just wants to kill the other side. But I was talking with Mama earlier. Breastfeeding is a huge, huge debate. Public breastfeeding, even private breastfeeding. You have people that are for it, people that are against it. I can't understand how you can be against it, unless, you know, the mama's on heroin and is constantly doing drugs. I'm just saying. I don't understand why. Yeah, I know, people are crazy, Mama, absolutely. But my wife, she has a special shirt that she pulls over to cover her up so she can breastfeed my son in public. And we've been at a restaurant and puts the shirt on, whips that bad boy out, and it feeds him right there. And I don't understand. It's so natural. It's so amazing to see a child getting his nutrients from his mother. I don't understand how people are against it. But, and let me tell you something. If you've been around and you've watched the news in the past 20 years, there's been some people that have gotten in the face of a person breastfeeding their child in public. Covered up or not. I mean, I could see if you're out in public whipping out a boob out in the open. I mean, you know, maybe that's not appropriate, but covering it up. You're pro no cover? Well, what do you mean presented as equal if you choose formula? Some people can't, because they're on medicines to keep them alive, can't breastfeed. Okay? So they have to do formula. Yeah, they're equally nutritional, but. Yeah. Now, there is certain antibodies that you're going to get from your mother's breast milk that you're not going to find in formula. And I love your comment that equal nutritionally, but not nutritionally equal. Yeah. Well, yeah, they present it as equal, but it's not. Absolutely not. Now, my son Elijah doesn't even know what formula tastes like. Doesn't even know it. Yes, yeah. Science has never been able to match God's formula. No. Okay, it's kind of like, I mean, think about the eggs. They really? It's going on and off like that? Wow. Wow. Anyway, I said hopefully this got in there. But yeah, you guys, I'm getting full bars here, and I'm not getting anything that says it's being interrupted. Okay. Well, yeah, you know, science constantly tries to match God's formula on a lot of things. But I mean, the things that we do, it's like we think we can make it better. We think we can make it better. It's like eggs. Okay, when you take eggs and you're like, okay, now we're gonna scrub them, and we're gonna make them clean so they can sit in a, you know, in a freezer or in a refrigerator in a store for months on end. Okay, well, guess what? All that stuff you just scrubbed off the shell was all those antibodies that keep the bacteria out. This is why I can no longer eat semi-raw eggs. Unless my friend gives them to me from his farm. If he comes from his farm, I can crack that egg open and just eat it. And I'm not going to get sick from the bacteria. Eggman is here, yeah. Eggman! Okay, yeah, Mama, it's kind of like the way hospitals treat pregnancies in general. Hospitals treat pregnancy as a medical condition when it's not. It's completely natural. Hospitals have only been treating pregnancies for the last 75 years. Because there's money. There's money in it. Okay? Both my children weren't born at a hospital. They were born from a midwife who has delivered more babies than just about any doctor in Texas. Been doing it for 37 years. And amazing. I watched both the deliveries of my children go without a hitch. Perfect. Wife was completely relaxed. We knew everything that we were going to go through. Both children were born in water. But the hospitals will tell you one thing. I mean, the medical field has destroyed everything. But now we're getting a little bit off. What I'm saying... which ones? Okay, I mean, I have children. I have a child that I adopted who's 25 years old now and has a son. But my current children are 7.5 years old and 8 months old. Hey, it's a man. So, what I'm saying is all these different beliefs have caused arguments. There's arguments in the medical community because of, okay, look at how many homeopathic remedies there are that are proven to work. Okay, but if you do that, then you have the medical that's fighting against the homeopathic. Two different forms of ideologies. Now, the big fight over marijuana, think about that. The big fight over marijuana is saying that, oh no, it's terrible, it's a gateway drug. Bullshit. It is not a gateway drug. Okay? But there's more medicinal purposes, okay, out of marijuana. Juicing marijuana for children. These kids have been able to get past Crohn's disease, get past lupus and other different things that are, especially grand mal seizures. They've been stopping them. So I have a problem with that. But then again, think about this. Think about the fight there. Now your fight is not only with the government. Of course, they don't want marijuana legal because they can't figure out how to make money off of it. And they're doing it in little spots. But it's going to be like liquor. You know, they want to be able to control it. So if you grow it yourself without a license, you're screwed. So what's going on with the different... Like I said, this all goes back to... I can hang out with people that don't believe marijuana should be legal. That's fine. Okay, I don't subscribe to that. I think it should be legal. I may not smoke it, but I think it should be legal. Yeah, liquor is terrible compared. You know how many kids die from alcohol poisoning and drunk driving, drinking before they're old enough? The damage it does to their brains. But you think about it, when we came out of Prohibition, what did they do right after coming out of Prohibition with alcohol? They had to make something illegal, so bang, all the drugs were illegal. All the stuff, I mean, opium, heroin, All this stuff was illegal before then. They had to swap. And like I said, these are two completely different ideologies. Look, either you make it all illegal or you make it all legal. It's one or the other. I mean, the problem is it's going to kill the drug trade. And there's a big argument about that. And I know we started on one thing and we're kind of moving into another, but that's your fault. That's all you guys. That's on you. I'm looking at the amount of people we have in the chat. Not that many today, but that's okay. No, Mama, I wanted to get on that because that had a lot to do with why I picked the topic today. But it seems like no matter what you believe, there's someone that gets violent and angry about your belief. Okay? And we've heard it in the chat. When we've talked before, and you know, someone doesn't look at the violence towards some of our friends. Towards Owen, the death threats on him, just because he says what he feels like saying. He's not out there trying to hurt anybody, but he's had death threats against his family. When I was on the radio, I had death threats against me. Because I said what I wanted to say. And my freedom hurt their ideology or lack thereof. Yeah? Well, yeah, Mama, that's what we get back to. I kind of what we were talking about yesterday. Without laughter, your life sucks and you're miserable. That's why the left is miserable. They can't laugh at anything. Everything is offensive to them. Hey, Boulder. Everything is offensive to them. So when that happens, the only thing that they laugh at is your misery. So if they can make you as miserable as they are, that makes them happy, I guess, because misery loves company. And if you can't find it, you're going to make it. Okay? So. And I guess, well, we're on 27 minutes. So, hey, CT. What are you guys thinking? I mean, how different are we in the beer community? I mean, some own guns, some do own guns. You know, I'm sure we have some former soy boys that are in the bear community. You know, yeah, we are a rainbow, yeah. So I don't have a problem. It's like this. So, I mean, and I always go back to this. I mean, how many times did Jesus come up against someone who had completely different lifestyle than what he wanted? But because they didn't have any vitriol or anger against him, the ones that didn't, and they just accepted him for who he was, he went and hung out with them. And what I'm thinking is, look, I have no problem accepting whatever your ideology is, as long as your ideology is, and I like to murder people. Then I don't like you. But if your ideology is within the guidelines of humanity, then I've got no problem with you. And I may not subscribe to it. Like I said, I have friends from a lot of different types of cultures. I have friends in the LGBTQ, QAI, I don't know how many letters they're going to add to it, but I have friends in that community. And they have no anger or they don't ascribe any anger towards me just because I don't subscribe to their ideology and their lifestyle. Okay? I don't. But because of that, I'm not showing them any. Like I said, the hardest thing that we can do as bears, and just as humans in general, is not feed back the anger that's fed to us. Now, I'm not saying if someone threatens your life, don't take action. That's not what I'm saying. But if someone just has a different point of view, that's fine. I don't have problems with the left. If they want to believe what they want to believe, that's fine. Don't desire to kill me because I believe differently than you. Don't desire to cut me out of the world and put me in jail because I don't I don't subscribe to your way of thinking. Okay? Don't ascribe hatred, violence, or anger to me in any way, because I don't subscribe to your way of thinking. I don't know how to put it any other way. Yeah. I mean, think about it. I mean, I know YouTube is a privately owned company, supposedly. Whether or not they get paid off to do whatever, they can do whatever. They can cut us off. They can shut us down if they wanted to. Oh well. There's always a way to do this. It's been done before. So, I guess as I get ready to shut this thing down, what I can do... Well, Bear Art, that's the thing. It's no... See, and what I don't like to do is say the left liberal or liberals under the same guise as if they're left. Liberals are not left. Why people think liberals are left is beyond me. Liberals are in the middle. They like freedom. Anywhere that Constitution is, they're gonna like it. Okay? So whether or not you go to the left side of that or the right side of that, okay? You know what I'm talking about. It's right and wrong. Okay? Like this. Right and wrong. Oh, you need rain? We need rain now over here, too. I dried it up too much. So, CT, I'm going to have to get home and use my Jewish weather wand. Maybe this will work. Wait a second. Maybe this will work. Well, Bear, that's just it. There's two different Marxisms, though. Okay? And I say this all the time. If you go to the left side of this, because this is what it is, left and right, and they meet at the bottom. If you go to the left side, you get into a social Marxism. If you go to the right side, you get into a religious Marxism. Okay? One wants to forcibly take away all your beliefs, and the other one wants to forcibly give you them. Judo doesn't work as well without the wand. Maybe I could wave my Jewish curl locks or something. You know? My Jew mullet. Damn, I gotta cut it. It's getting long. I could tie it in a good 6-inch ponytail in the back now. Whoops. Okay, well, Fred, you're up in Long Island, so I'll make sure you don't get any. You know, I think we came in so close to when Owen went offline that people were like, oh, I need a break from a stream. Okay, the left versus right confusion is imported from Europe, where the conservatism is based off of a king. Well, yeah, in many ways, yeah. But you have to understand, the whole left-right false dichotomy is a way to make you think that each side has right, and one side has right, one side has wrong, or they each have something right about them. When it's really a top and a bottom, you have right and you have wrong. There's two different directions to get to it. You can go from the left to the right, but it all meets at the same shithole at the bottom. You go too far to the left and too far to the right in any direction, and you get a shithole country. I'm just saying. I'm sorry you didn't get notified. I get shadow banned a lot. So guys, it's 1:34, and I'm going to start to shut this thing down. Glad you could all hang with me today. Now tomorrow, yeah, Coder is Brazilian. That's a funny one, actually. Now tomorrow, I'm normally not in my office on Saturday, but I have to come up and get ready for the new artists we're hiring. So I'm going to try to get some computers all set up and ready to go. So I'll be in the office tomorrow. I might stream from the office. It would be kind of interesting if I did, truth be told, but I might do that. So you'll get a different surrounding. You're probably not going to get any type of, how would you say, audio quality like I did from my studio. But it depends. I might get back in time to do it from my studio. Okay? Hey guys, like and subscribe me. And hit that bell. Make sure you're getting these notifications. I used to be a cub, believe it or not. Yeah, thanks, Kodiak. I was little once. Guys, if you like me so much and you want to throw me a couple of dollars, it always helps. You know, because like I said, I try to do this every day. I try to be insightful with what I talk about. If not, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. So you guys know what my PayPal is. You can do that. Thanks a lot, Kodiak. And if you guys don't like me, hit the thumbs down, but I want to earn it. Don't just give me a thumbs down because it's some participation trophy. You know how much I don't like that. So it's kind of like being white and getting called a racist. It's a participation trophy. Everybody gets it. So, you know, there's nothing special. Yeah. Yeah, when Don mentions it. Anyway, guys, make sure that you demand your rights. Demand them. Run your rights right up to that line that you can't go any further than, because if you don't use all your rights, you lose them, guys. And remember, keep yourself armed, keep yourself trained, keep yourself licensed. Okay? Keep yourself licensed. Then you're going to be able to protect yourself, your family, and your loved ones. God bless everyone.